Hi there, fellow designers. I have noticed something interesting. Some designers have amazing product building skills, but when they present their work, it can fall a little flat. The good news is I'm here to help. I'm May, senior designer at Google, and today I'm going to share some tips to help enhance your portfolio presentation. In the interview presentation, you will have 2 to 3 case studies. I recommend you to polish your portfolio at the last stage. And the good habit is come back all the time to your portfolio after every interview and polish it even more. There is never ending, right? But in the beginning of the preparing your portfolio, you should still focus on story logic and design thinking explanation. If you need help with portfolio construction, I have a case study template in my store. Check it out. Back to the topic, we'll cover common problems and how to polish the portfolio. So sit back, relax, and let's have a working session together. It's no secret that some designers excel at building products, but when it comes to presenting their work, they can fall short. No one wants their interviewer to struggle with reading a wall of text. In my experience, there are 3 common issues. Too much text, not enough attention to detail, and a lack of emphasis on showcasing the product. Let's take a closer look at how we can polish those portfolio and presentations. As you can see, the final product looks great, and from the first impression, it's clear that this designer is skilled. However, if there's another candidate who can design just as well and has the same level of design thinking, but presents their work in a more impressive way, it's not difficult to see who the interviewer will choose. Let's talk about the first problem. There's too much text. The block of text indicates that this designer may not know how to communicate information effectively and visually. During an interview, reading this wall of text line by line can be even worse. To solve this issue, we can display only the most important information and consider creating an infographic to reduce the amount of displayed text. The second problem is not paying attention to craft. Let's be real here. The typography is all over the place. The background pattern is trying way too hard to be noticed. The puzzle graphic is just like every other puzzle graphic out there. And the layout is so casual that it's practically wearing sweatpants to the interview. It's like the designer took a nap halfway through and didn't bother to wake up and finish the job. But don't worry, we can make it better. Let's bring some consistency to the typography, change the background pattern, come up with a more unique and valuable graphic, and give the layout a little more love. Your portfolio is like your outfit for the interview. You want to make a good impression and stand out from the crowd in a good way. So let's start the working session. First is to establish the information hierarchy. On the first page, I would reframe the problem statement. In my opinion, it's more like lack of a task management service for small, on-the-go teams who don't always have access to desktop applications. On the second page, instead of saying main page, emphasize the benefits for users, which include empowering them to better prioritize their time with daily snapshots, improved communication, and deadlines. Then let's talk about infographic. This infographic uses a real estate management team as an example to demonstrate the problem statement. I spent some time offline to come up with this infographic by showing daily tasks through graphics and overlaying task management on a classic desktop wallpaper. It becomes evident why users may struggle with complex desktop task management software. Of course, if you have more time, the graphic can be even more further enhanced by showcasing attention to detail and design skills, such as implementing more consistent color schemes or adding texture to certain color blocks. Now let's jump to layout. The overall layout of the page includes background and metadata, of course, titles too, but we will put the typography in its own category. The pattern is too distracting, so let's remove it. The metadata needs to be intentionally placed to complement the overall style. Here is what I always do. Place the page title on the top left as primary information and the logo on the bottom left as secondary information. We can use a subtle off-white color for the background so the white in the design can stand out. Make sure that the pixels are perfect and aligned. When it comes to typography, you have so many options. Helvetica Neue is a safe choice, while Roboto gives a more tech feel and Gotham has a more mature feeling. You can choose a typography style that suits your personal preferences. It's important to define font sizes consistently throughout your document. I would make a portfolio library for my presentation. The size for titles should be the same, unless you have a breakout size for certain screens like a cover page or when the content is too full. I recommend defining a consistent body size and caption size too. They are handy. Let's decide on the typography for this document. Next, let's explore ways to properly present a product and give it the presentation that it deserves. I suggest two methods. One is show the design as is, but with some nice rounded corners and shadow. The second way is to break out the design patterns to call attention to specific features. Let's compare these two methods and see which one feels better. Personally, I prefer the breakout version as it makes the story easier to follow. Don't forget to improve the cover page. Use the primary color of the product as a background and ensure a proper pixel-perfect layout to provide an attractive final product display. Furthermore, if I have more time during my second round of revisions, I plan to animate the feature components using Principle or Figma to make the project more engaging. Personally, I prefer a minimal and calm style. Whenever I visit a design site like Dribbble, my eyes are drawn to those type of designs. Instead of analyzing with your brain, let your eyes decide for you. Take screenshots of the designs you like and see which style trend you have the most screenshots of. That's probably your style. Playing around with pixels can be a lot of fun. With just a few design touches, we can make a presentation visually appealing. It's not rocket science, but it does take time and effort to polish each element and make the presentation better. But remember, this step comes after you have structured your case study and developed your story. I have made plenty of videos on that, check them out. The structure and story are the skeleton. What we've talked about today is beautifying the skin, so to speak. If you enjoy my video, please subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see next. See you next time. Bye!